still happy on commercials, but now it's concentrated into 30 seconds. Especially that woman in that shampoo commercial. She's too happy. I don't think our children need to see people that happy on television. I fell for it, though. I bought that shampoo. I gotta tell you, I was shampooing for a good half hour. I never got that happy. Finally, I just had to fake it. You get so invested in the lives of those commercial people. 30 seconds and suddenly you care about them. That old man who can eat corn on the cob again, I'm happy for him. He couldn't eat it for a while. He can now. So many commercials on TV these days are for antidepressants. I mean, there's so many. There's Prozac and Paxil, and they get you right away. Are you sad? Do you get stressed? Do you have anxiety? Yes. Yes, I have all those things. I'm alive. I don't want to take a pill. Go to Africa. Go follow some bushman around. He's getting chased by a lion. That's stress. You're not going to find a pygmy on Paxil, I'll tell you that right now. I understand why people need help, though. The world can be a depressing place. You want proof? Just turn on the news. There you go. Depressing. I was watching the news the other day, brought to you by Paxil. That's smart advertising. Watch the news. Now I need it. When I was a kid, the news was on once a day. You either caught it or you missed it. Now the news is on 24 hours a day. And that's not all. You got the guy talking, you got the crawl going, you're online, you're typing in your opinion on your poll. No, I say to that, no! Suddenly you stop paying attention to the crawl and you listen to the guy. You go back to the crawl again. You catch the end of something. Madonna's left foot. What about Madonna's left foot? What happened? You're waiting for it to come back around again. Goes to commercial. Are you sad? Do you get stressed? There should just be one crawl that goes around over and over. Things are getting worse. That's all we need. And then there's the local news. Man, they want you to watch every single broadcast they've got. It's not good enough that you're watching the one you're watching. And they put these teases in there. So cruel, just to get you to watch later. It could be the most deadly thing in the world, and you may be having it for dinner. We'll tell you what it is tonight at 11. Is it peas? I feel so sorry for these newscasters. You know, because we can turn off the news. We don't have to watch it, but that's their job. And not only do they have to read the stories, but they don't know what's coming up. They're just reading the prompter. So they have to go through this range of emotions. They're jumping from one thing to another. There were no survivors. And next, which candy bar helps you lose weight? Still to come is an asteroid headed towards Earth. But first, where to find the cheesiest pizza in town? Also, a disturbing new study finds that studies are disturbing. They're practically schizophrenic by the end of the broadcast. No wonder they snap by the time they start talking to the weatherman. It's like a fantasy land that they enter into all of a sudden. And now let's go to Johnny with the weather. Johnny, when are you going to stop this rain and bring us some sunshine? I'll stop the rain when you stop the carjackings, Colleen. The weather is the happiest part of the news. Really, it is. The weathermen are usually very, very happy people. And at some point they're going to say it's a beautiful day or it's going to be a beautiful day. Usually it's associated with the weather and sunshine, but it's nice to hear that positive reinforcement even when the crawl underneath the weatherman is telling us unpleasant news. I'd like it if they'd incorporate it's a beautiful day into the crawl. Horrible news wouldn't seem as bad if you read, get out your sunglasses because it's a beautiful day for the ozone layer to deplete. Or it's a beautiful day for the world to explode. That sounds much better. Seems to me that the crawl actually takes the focus off the entire news team. Back in the days of 5 channels, the anchorman and the weatherman had the spotlight. They were the stars. It was their show, and the crawl was something babies and swimmers did on a beautiful day. Ellen's personal home tour. I'd like to take a moment to talk to you, listener. I think it's safe to assume that you have an active imagination. After all, you're listening to this audiobook. That's why I assume that. And that's also why I'm calling you listener and not Carol, or whatever your given name is. The imagination is very important. Audiobooks are not like television, as I'm sure you've noticed. You have to do a lot of imagining when you listen to this audiobook. I bet that's why more people watch TV than listen to audiobooks. It's so much easier to have a machine do your imagining for you. But then you have to wonder, is the easier way always the better way for me? I know the answer, but I'm going to let you figure it out for yourself. It'll be more rewarding for you that way. In this chapter, I'm going to take advantage of that imagination of yours and bring you on a literary tour of my private home. And in the process, I won't have to get my carpets dirty. Unfortunately, most celebrities don't take chapters out of their books or audiobooks to describe their homes in detail to their fans, so they end up being listed on a map to the stars' homes here in Hollywood. Now, I understand why people want to buy those maps. The idea of getting to see where your favorite movie, television, and/or vaudeville star lives is thrilling. I'll admit to you, listener, I bought a star map once myself. Ever since I was a girl, it was my lifelong dream to see Ernest Borgnine's driveway from 50 feet away. The day I moved to Hollywood, I made my dream happen. I saw that long stretch of asphalt partially obstructed by that huge iron gate, and I thought I'd never recover. I mean, the Ernest Borgnine. Even his name sounds famous. I mention this to point out that there's nothing wrong with curiosity. I'm curious to know what your home looks like, too, listener. I have a pretty good idea of what you look like. Jean shirt, khaki pants, curled up on your couch with your Pekingese muffin panting furiously in your lap. Man, those dogs breathe a lot, don't they? I mean, I know they have to breathe, but I think they overdo it just to get attention. And why are their tongues purple? Or am I thinking of pugs? That's a silly question. How could you know what I'm thinking? You can't. You can only imagine what I'm thinking. But I know what you're thinking right now. How could she know exactly what I'm wearing and what I'm doing? Is she some kind of wizard? I know it's creepy, but it's not wizardry. You don't win an Emmy for comedy writing by not knowing your audience. Anyway, let's not stand here on the threshold any longer. Welcome to my home. Let me just get the door. Here. I've got the key right. Okay, this key ring is so confusing. Okay, wait. Here it is. No, that's the key to the maid's quarters. The chauffeur's quarters, my personal training facility, bowling alley. Here we go, the front door. Once again, welcome to my home. 1 second, this lock is a little sticky. Stupid lock. There. And here we are. Finally.